Kanazawa is a beautifully preserved city, only 2.5 hours from Tokyo by train. That's almost as close as Kyoto. We visited Kanazawa to figure out which city we'd recommend to family and friends. Watch to find out what kind of impression this city left on us. Welcome back to a downright gorgeous autumn day in Japan. We are in Kanazawa for the next 2 days.
But we've been here all of about 10 minutes and we're very worried that 2 days may not be enough.
We are in the Kazuemachi Chaya district, and this area is filled with former tea houses that have been restored, and a lot of them are restaurants now. In fact, one of them is being restored right now. We can hear the sounds of hammering. And this is so incredibly picturesque. I can't imagine how it's going to get better than this, but I kind of suspect it will based on the photos I've seen. Kanazawa looks pretty amazing. The Kazuemachi Chaya district was the first of 3 main districts we visited in Kanazawa. This area was quiet and charming by day, when you can hear geisha practicing their instruments for tea house gatherings later in the evening. Wandering around, we delighted in the tranquil atmosphere that evoked thoughts of another era. This area is so peaceful. We need to move on because we are going to explore the history of gold in Kanazawa. Yes, gold. We'll tell you all about it as we learn about it. So we are just on our way to learn more about Kanazawa and gold leaf. And everywhere we turn is just so picturesque. Well, we plan on doing a workshop of some kind at this Gold Leaf Center behind me, but unfortunately they have a tour group coming during the next time that we're hoping to join in on, and unfortunately we just can't, they're full. So we are going to go to another really picturesque neighborhood and come back here this afternoon. This is the risk of saying what you're gonna do as you're recording videos for YouTube. Sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes we hide the things, but here we are. It is what it is. You just gotta roll with it. We are now in the Higashi Chaya district, and this is another area of tea houses, and this one has a lot of shops and even more restaurants, and is just as picturesque, but far more popular than the one that we went to earlier this morning. Higashi Chaya district is indeed better known than the first district we visited. The atmosphere was completely different, with more people enjoying the old town feel along with us. You might be wondering, what is going on with Kanazawa and all of the gold? So I looked it up, and it turns out that Kanazawa literally translates to something like gold marsh. And as the story goes, ages ago, a farmer found gold in his farm field, marshy farm fields, and so the city's called Kanazawa. Allegedly, that's what I read, but don't believe everything you read online. But I like the story. So you can still find tons of gold here today. Kanazawa has been the manufacturer of gold leaf for well over 400 years, and they make somewhere between 99 and approximately 100% of all of Japan's gold leaf right here in Kanazawa.
And if you're visiting Kanazawa, you can get gold leaf on just about anything you want to eat too. Food and souvenirs.
Wait, are you gonna eat a souvenir? Well, some of them.
Depends on how long the food keeps, I guess.
He's right though, we've seen gold on just about everything, including souvenirs that you don't have to eat.
We are really hungry, so we're gonna go find a bite to eat.
This area is beautiful. We're hungry a little bit on the early side, so we're headed outside of this area to try to find a good looking ramen place. Oh boy, did we find a gem of a ramen place. With only a handful of seats tucked into a bar-style counter, we excitedly sat down.
For YouTube.
YouTube.
Different kind of sauce. I was expecting. Yeah, it's just a little bit spicy.
Oh, you.
It's very good.
Oh, so good. That was delicious. The gyoza were fantastic. They spoke no English, which made it an ordering adventure. We thought we ordered 2 soups. We ended up with 1. And then we got some fried rice, a second order of gyoza.
The gyoza was excellent.
Some of the best we've ever had.
Yeah. And the whole thing cost 1,490 yen, which is about $10 US, which is also amazing.
A bargain. We were the only Westerners there the whole time that we ate.
And the restaurant had a grand total of 5 seats.
That was perfect. We loved it. Whew. That was really good. Nice break. All right. Here goes attempt number 2 at learning more about the history of gold leaf here in Kanazawa. I'm very excited for this. And here goes Bill again into the shop. Try number 2. It's made of gold. Okay, I know what I'm doing. The truth is, we did not learn a lot about the history of gold in Kanazawa at this event.
How's that look?
But for a few hours, we pretended to be traditional gold leaf artists. They carefully took us through the steps, from design to applying the gold.
No problem.
Okay.
Oh, no problem. Yeah.
Okay. To the big reveal of our work at the end. To humble you after you're done, you can watch the far more experienced gold workers in a nearby room. That was a lot of fun and also so much harder at every step than I thought that it would be. I thought it would be easy. I dragged Bill with me on that activity. I knew I wanted to do it. So what'd you think, Bill? Do you have regrets?
No regrets at all. I felt a little bit like I was still in grade school with all the cutting and glue and being involved. But it was really interesting to follow the process and try it ourselves. And we got our masterpieces out of it.
They'll be worth a lot of money in a museum in a couple hundred years. We're convinced of it. There is only one thing that we can follow that up with.
And let's have some gold flaked ice cream. Tastes like ice cream.
It's very cold. Oh, it's brain freeze. Oh.
Just like normal ice cream.
Except it was a gold brain freeze.
Gold doesn't really taste so much, it's more the novelty.
It was kind of fun.
It was fun.
We have ourselves tucked away just outside of the central area, and a benefit of getting away from the other tourists is that you get to meet some of the locals, and sometimes they have their dogs with them, which is amazing if you are a dog owner and you're missing your dog, like us. Because Kanazawa has such a history of craftsmanship, beyond just gold, there is a ton of fantastic shopping here. So we've got some gifts to buy. I think that's what we're gonna do next. I'm just gonna start walking into shops and see if Bill follows. He's back there somewhere. Since so many of these shops are restored, you kind of want to go into the shops anyhow to see what they look like on the inside, because some of them are absolutely beautiful. This one was a cosmetic store that also gave a sample, and now I have a gold flecked hand of what is probably a really expensive lotion. That's very nice.
And also, these old buildings were not made for 6-foot tall American men.
No, Bill has hit his head a bunch of times. Something that I am loving about this area is that you actually can't tell what is a shop or a restaurant without kind of sticking your head inside. They are so discreet. They're all covered. It really adds to the peaceful ambiance of this whole area. I just absolutely love it. It's so charming. Welcome back to day 2 in Kanazawa. We enjoyed a really nice meal last night at an izakaya restaurant. It was fantastic, which gives us our fuel for a big day today. We are starting in the samurai district of Kanazawa, also called Nagamachi, or something like that. This is where the samurais lived in Kanazawa, and it looks completely different from the picturesque areas that we spent yesterday in. We are going to be spending the morning here, and then we are going to be exploring Kanazawa Castle and some beautiful gardens, and hopefully seeing a light display tonight. It's kind of a big day. I'm really looking forward to this. Before I read more about them, I sort of thought that samurais lived a rather low-key life financially, but in fact they were very well paid, as is evidenced by this samurai district, which is close to the center of Kanazawa. These were well-paid samurai, and you can tell by the houses that they lived in. Just a little shopping update.
Heather likes to shop. That's the update.
I am doing this for all of you. I'm going in the shops to compare them to the area where we were earlier in the video. And the ones here are really nice. They have very unique handmade gifts. So if you're looking for something unique, I think I would maybe come to this area.
What they want?
For YouTube.
By going to the shops, we got to look at and enjoy some of the homes that, at least in this neighborhood, are absolutely huge. They're really fun to look in. It's also really nice that the samurai district, at least the one behind me, doesn't allow cars.
Well, we have reached the stage in our trip where we are constantly hungry. So we are gonna have a little bit of an early lunch at a very unusual place that we passed by earlier. I'm a little bit embarrassed about what we're about to do.
They say it's an authentic Kanazawa hot dog.
Yes, we did just have hot dogs for lunch, and they were delicious. They were so good. I am not a hot dog lover, and that was fantastic.
We love gourmet hot dogs, and that's exactly what this was. I had the salsa version, had cream cheese.
Wait, what makes it gourmet?
I don't know. It's had stuff on it other than
Ketchup and mustard?
Right.
Okay.
So mine was the salsa version. I had salsa with cream cheese on the hot dog and a couple slices of jalapeno. A little bit spicy, very good.
And I had a curried cabbage of some kind on it, which was a little bit spicy, but it was delicious. I loved it.
Heather's was the old school style.
Yeah, very, very good. All right, onward. We're on to other things now, leaving the samurai district. On to the next thing. It is hard to believe that families used to live here. This complex is positively massive. In fact, this was used as an army base during World War II, and then was Kanazawa University, part of the campus, until as recently as 1995. I can actually sort of imagine the students milling about in the square where we're standing in right now. This would have been an amazing place to go to college. Wow. We're not actually finding a castle though, so we're sort of looking for the ruins of one or a castle or something. What we have found are the beautiful walls and some storehouses that you can see behind me, but no like actual castle like what we're used to seeing in Japan. Still looking. We have left the castle ruin grounds and we are in the nearby garden that is one of the top 3 most beautiful in all of Japan. Now my expectations are pretty high because we've been to Singapore Botanic Gardens, which are incredible, and we've also been to the very whimsical Bedugul Gardens in Bali, and probably others that I can't think of right now, but anyhow, my expectations are high, very high.
You think all these people are in line for taking a photo?
Panoramic viewpoint, which must be popular. There are so many people. I bet it's great. As long as you can see it, which we're not going to be able to. As Japanese gardens go, this one has it all. Calming water features, paths made for strolling, unique trees, stone lanterns, more water features, and tourists heading to the next great photo spot. How many water fountains can one video handle, Bill?
All of them, every single one.
Well, the gardens are indeed beautiful, and they're also very, very busy. We are here on a weekend day in late autumn, and there's a special light show tonight that I think people have showed up a little bit early for, and it's very, very busy. But based on what I've seen so far, the light show might be really cool, so I'm excited to see that tonight. Well, that garden was pretty beautiful. Was it better than Singapore Botanic Garden?
It was a Japanese garden, so
beautiful.
At least to me it was very different and beautiful, and very crowded also in places. There are a couple places where some really scenic, photogenic spots that a lot of people were waiting in line for.
And we found Torii gates. A whole bunch of them right next to the street. This is so cool. Oh, they even divide like the ones in Kyoto. What? This is so unexpected. I'm glad we walked and didn't take a bus or anything.
This is not going to go well for me.
I think you should be using your chopsticks, baby.
Keep going, don't break the noodle. Keep going, keep going. Don't break the noodle. Don't laugh. Yes. Yes.
To be honest, Kanazawa is the type of city that we hesitate to share with people because we don't want to wreck it.
It's just as charming as Kyoto, but without the throngs of tourists.
If we had to choose between the two cities, we know which one we would choose to visit. But let's just keep that a secret between us. I have the hiccups.
Is that a problem?
I can't even talk. What do you do?